everyone, I have a joke to tell you. Why did the pelican get kicked out of the restaurant? Because he had a very big bill. Yep, that's it. That's the whole video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Okay, so you're probably wondering, what is this music for my credits? Why does it sound so depressing, sad, and slow? Well, that, my dear viewers, so happens to be the end credits music to my favorite sci-fi show of all time, Mystery Science Theater 3000. MST3K is one of the funniest shows I've seen in a long time, and if you haven't guessed, it was an influence to my channel. I wouldn't have made my reviews or analysis videos without this masterpiece of a show. Now you're thinking, what's Mystery Science Theater 3000? Well, I'll explain. Mystery Science Theater 3000 is a show that ran from 1988 to 1999 on KTMA, Comedy Central, and Sci-Fi. Then it was followed by a reboot on Netflix that ran from 2017 to 2018, and then came back to us currently in 2022 with a brand new season over on the Gizmoplex. It was created by one of my heroes, Joel Hodgson, who inspired many people like me to riff on movies, whether it was good or bad. The show is about Joel, who gets shot off to space by his evil bosses, Dr. Forrester and TV's Frank, forcing him to watch the worst movies ever made. He can't control how the movies begin or end because he used those parts to make his friends Cambot, Gypsy, Tom Servo, and Crow T Robot. Later mid-show, he left the satellite of love, making one of Dr. Forrester's employees, Mike Nelson, to be his replacement. And then, in the most recent seasons, Jonah Heston gets a distress call from a moon, only for it to be entrapped by King of Forrester and son of TV's Frank. So yeah, the whole plot of the show is a guy and two robots making fun of bad movies. And it worked. It worked so well that they created substitutes after the show ended, riff tracks and cinematic Titanic. It's amazing how this franchise is still continuing to this day with a very devoted fan base doing Kickstarter to keep the show going. I'm glad I discovered MST3K because I wouldn't be who I am without it. Now you're thinking, how did a show about a guy and a couple robots making fun of bad movies change my perspective on life? Well, glad you asked, because I'm about to tell you right now. This is how Mystery Science Theater 3000 changed my life. It was fall 2016. Trump and Hillary fought for president, football season started, I was a sophomore, and a box stars we used to get called Nerd Block gave us new items, which did include the Turkey Day collection of MST3K. It also had a Lord of the Rings snow globe, a book about Mr. Burns, a Ghostbusters t-shirt, and a dog tie that represents Back to the Future. I was interested in the items, except for MST3K. When I looked at the middle cover, I was like, really? A gumball robot? A bird that kind of looks like Bender from Futurama? Really, Nerd Block? So I set it aside and went on with my day. 2 months later, I was becoming stressed about school. I was in a panic because not only was it getting close to mid-semester exams, I was worried, sad, and depressed, so I had to make myself feel better. Right where I left it, there was the MST3K Turkey Day collection. I finally gave the show a look. I had to ask my mom first if I could watch it. She originally kept it as a Christmas present, but she said it was fine. So I ran to my room, opened the case, grabbed one of the episodes, which was Jungle Gods, put it in my DVD player, and watched it. The theme song was catchy, but I thought it was going to be bland. When Joel, Tom Servo, and Crow were playing hide and seek, I got a chuckle. When Joel fell down the hole because of his invention, I laughed. When they were going to watch bad movies, I was a little bit confused, but a few minutes in, I was hooked. Not only were the comments on the movies funny, the skits as well, but the entire episode made me laugh. After that, I watched The Painted Hills. Then I watched what was left of the Turkey Day collection. Then I had to see if there was more, so I checked on IMDb, and guess what? There was a freaking bunch of talk of a revival. So ever since that fall, I became a fan. I watched it on YouTube, Netflix, Verve, Shout Factory TV, whatever service I could find had MST3K. Barnes & Noble even has a bunch of MST3K DVDs. So after that weekend, I told my friends in school about MST3K. They thought it was some nerd thing, and some of the popular girls were laughing and picking on me about it, but I didn't care. I found a new interest that piqued my life. Even my friends who were nerds like me didn't know about it, but they looked into it. Throughout the rest of my high school year, I've been watching MST3K. I watched it in study hall, I watched it during lunch, I even sometimes put it on during my art class. My friends didn't get it, but they did have to enjoy it. MST3K inspired me. My last 3 years of school would have been hell if I didn't discover this funny, well-written show. When I was a junior, I wanted to bring in an episode to watch because it was close to winter break, but I figured I don't think they're ready to understand the complexity of MST3K, so I brought in Transformers instead. Hell, that same year, when we were watching the movie Robotics Club, I was riffing the movie just like in the show, and my friends who knew nothing about the show laughed at my jokes and joined along with me. We were having a good time till our teacher yelled at us to pay attention. Ever since I watched MST3K, when we got to watch a movie in school, I riffed it. Of course I was told to be quiet because we're trying to pay attention, but in my mind, I riffed it. Every class that we had some sort of free time, my teacher would put on something and I always asked, "Can you put on Mystery Science Theater 3000? My teachers would either answer no or get confused. Some teachers I knew loved MST3K and we talk about our favorite moments. I constantly talk about it to my friends and teachers. I annoyed some of them by saying, "Hey, you should watch MST3K," or "MST3K is funny, it's really good." I've been trying to get them into it, but failed miserably. Unfortunately, it also didn't work with other grades such as Monty Python or most of the shows on Adult Swim. That was until senior year. I finally met someone from my generation who was a fan of MST3K. We were in yearbook club. We talk about our favorite shows, games, anime, movies, and superheroes, and then I asked if he watched MS3CK. He responded, yes, and I was like, finally, someone who likes MS3CK! I didn't think it was possible! What? We talk about our favorite episodes, who our favorite character was, and we agreed to convince everyone in our school to watch it. Alas, our mission failed. But at least I learned one thing. MS3CK isn't for everyone. It doesn't have to have great effects or story to be an amazing show. It can be wherever it wants to be, and that's what MST3K did. While my friends and teachers thought it was stupid, I ignored it and kept enjoying it through my years. I wouldn't be where I am without MST3K. It inspired me to riff movies, it got me into riff tracks, it changed my perspective on comedy. And I thank Joel, Mike, Cambot, Gypsy, Tom Servo, Crow, Dr. Forster, Frank, Pearl Forster, Bobo, and Observer for helping me and getting me through my rough and depressing life in high school. And that is how I got into Mystery Science Theater 3000. It was funny, creative, well-written, and inspirational. That is how Mystery Science Theater 3000 changed my life. So how did you guys get into MST3K? Or if you're new to the series, you can find it anywhere. You can find the most recent seasons on Netflix, you can watch a new season on the new Gizmoplex, you can find some episodes on YouTube, it's everywhere. Barnes & Noble sometimes even has a bit of a section of MST3K episodes in their DVD area. Your local library might have a few episodes. MST3K can be watched anywhere. MST3K is one of the best shows of all time, and trust me when I say it's worth your time. Thank you for watching. Until then, keep circulating the tapes, everyone. Hey, wait a minute. You didn't think I would end this video like this, right? This is an MST3K video. We have to do it right. So, without further ado, until next time, faithful viewer, push the button, Derby. You got it, Nerd Geek Man! Derby, you just blew up Australia! Oops, wrong button. Sorry about that. Never mind, I'll do it.